Hi, Regina. Welcome. Thank you so much for being with me today. I'm so excited to interview you and hear all about your business and how you navigate things. I'd love to start with just kind of your background and how you got into your business. Tell us a little bit about what it's like bringing from your traditional background, bringing that into your own entrepreneurship, and also navigating that with your daughter while at home.
Wow. Thank you so much for having me here because I usually think like a community of mom because me being a mom of 2-year-old kid, I literally have been in various community where the people over there are like moms of huge big peoples like their sons daughters would be 14 years old 25 years old, and I literally feel a little bit low because I'm a new mom who doesn't know anything about the online world, a new mom who doesn't know anything about how to take care of a kid or something. I always wonder, and I always want to be a part of a community where young moms are getting themselves out in there, helping young moms because being a mom for a first time, there were too many things on your head, like how to handle a baby, how to do this, how to feed, and all those things. I'm super excited to be in this community because this is gonna be like an amazing for all new moms who are about to join here. So, well, I'm Rajeena. I'm a website and launch expert. So, I'm from India. So, what do I do is I help female coaches and creatives in setting their launch, the complete launch process, so that they can say goodbye to the overwhelming launches. I'm in the mission of helping on converting their visions because on launch you have too many things, you have too many contents, you have too many puzzles. So I'm in there of converting their vision into launch, what to say, like a branded launch experience. So my journey here, it was like a huge big story. So I'm an architect by graduation, so I did my graduation in architecture, and it was like my childhood dreams, like I love buildings a lot, and I used to stare at buildings like when it was looking so good to my eyes. I did my graduation, I just cracked my university goals and everything was super amazing. I have been placed in a well-known architecture firm. Everything was going aligned according to my childhood dreams. But after being a mom, like after having a kid, she became my top priority. And as usual, moms, like whoever are listening here, maybe this resembles you. Your kid have becomes your top priority, and everything around the world is, you feel like that is not to you. So that is how it was for me also. My kid became the top priority, and I was literally focusing on taking care of her, doing all these things and all those stuffs. I want to be a best mom to her. That is one thing I just wanted to do. But later one day I realized that what am I gonna do? It's like I'm always gonna take care of this baby, take care of my house. That is what I'm gonna do. Then I realized that I'm not going to stop here. I just want to do something so that, like, my kid, I can be an inspiration to my kid. So you know what, my mom is doing this, my mom is doing that. I just want her to see myself as a role model to her. Then I was literally confused because I don't know anything. I just know only architecture. I don't know anything. Like maybe you or a mom who's sitting there thinking about like, I need to do something, but I don't know anything. I have also been on the same place. I don't know anything. Just went on Instagram, searched a few feeds, searched few people's where they were doing amazing stuff. They motivated me. I'm telling you today, you will be feeling like I should not use Instagram, I should not use Facebook. I'm feeling a little bit low. I don't know like what to do. If you are doing something to motivate a person today, maybe not this month, not next month, after a year or two, someone will come and tell you, you know what, you have created an amazing change for me. You have been an inspiration to me. So if you are someone in that stage right now, go do whatever you like. Don't wait to be perfect, or don't like wait, oh my god, this whole world is not for me. Never get such low feelings. Just sit and do what you like. So I just went on this research, and I just has been on various platforms like doing architecture stuffs online. when I didn't like that because I don't get an enough pay on that and all those things, then I just sit down one day and I just realized what other moms out there want, what other female entrepreneurs like me out there want. Then I just start exploring on my niche and did various market research, and I realized that they need help with the tech automation and the design part, because during a launch there were many things they have to do, and the tech part, the launch part, everything keeps them too much overwhelmed. They get too occupied on that particular thing. And I realized that, okay, let me just give a try so that maybe I can help other mom like me out there who just want to push herself friend, like I can be a little bit support to her. Then I just started to learn about the technology, automation, website designing, and all those stuffs. Then slowly incorporated my design skills, which I learned from my architecture background. And slowly I just incorporated both. And now I'm here from India, but helping clients across the globe for their launch and website works. So this is
Oh my
about
goodness.
me.
It's so exciting, but it's so inspirational. A couple of things that I just love about your story is so many moms can resonate with getting, and it's a huge part of my story that we connected on is you've checked all the boxes, you've done all the things, and then you become a mom and you're like, for what and now what and what am I going to do, and you want to spend that time with your child, even if they want to be able to go work. Sometimes you can't find childcare, and sometimes the balance of it all is just really difficult. And I love that you talk about that you first focus just on your child, then you're like, okay, now what about me, what am I going to do? And so much resonating with being a role model for your child and especially your daughter, and being able to really showcase who you want to be as a person, and do that alongside motherhood, and knowing that you don't have to choose and you can do both, and helping other women bring their dreams to fruition. Because you're right, there's so many women that they want to do these things and they need help with the tech pieces, so it's great that you're doing that. And then the other part that I just love that you talked about is just start and just try. And so many times we can get caught up in, well, I don't have an idea, or I don't have the skill set for that. And even before I started my business, I remember sitting on the ground in my living room, scrolling on Instagram, saying, okay, well, that's cool, but what would I do? Like, what would my business be? And then everything, people just, it comes to life once you start trying. And so, there's so much truth to everything you said. Just thank you so much for your wisdom. So now that you have this full going business and you're working with people across the globe, and you still have your little girl at home with you, what does like a day in the life look like? And how do you navigate that? And how do you work with your clients? Are there some specific practices that help you kind of stay on track? Do you have certain windows that you work, like nap time, or how do you navigate that?
Yeah. So according to me is like I give equal focus on both. So I just focus on my daughter as well as I focus on my business, but I don't bring the both together at a time. That is one thing.
Mm,
When you have to take care of your daughter, just do take care of her. When you need to take care of your business, do it only when you have done everything at the home. You have done every household works. Your daughter, you have done everything for her day, and she's about on her school, or she's on her sleep, or he's somewhere out, and you have done everything. Then you can just shift to your business part. When you are like feeling like your daughter needs something or your kid needs something and you're working on a laptop, that will literally make you stressed out, because you as a mom, you have too many stuffs in home. Like there were no one out there like they can handle all these stuffs together. No, just when you're about to focus your kid, focus on your kid. There is nothing wrong, because I am working with moms out there, and if certain times I tell them, you know what, my daughter is not feeling well today, why don't we postpone the call tomorrow? Of course, they understand. Even they are in a place where they tell me, like, you know what, my daughter is not feeling well, my son is not feeling well today. Why don't we schedule the call tomorrow? Or why don't we have this launch tomorrow? I can totally understand that, because your kid is your top priority. So just focus on them first, and like fix a schedule between that. When my daughter sleeps during this time, I used to do my business, these and stuff. When my daughter is like during her playtime, I used to play with her doing all these work. When this is my time in kitchen where I do cooking and all those stuffs, and this is when I do all these stuffs. So just bring a schedule part, like bring, if you are not like an, or I'm not an organized person, like I just want to go with the flow, but now I have become an organized person. If you tell me like 2 years before, like prepare a chart, do this, prepare a time schedule, I'll tell, I'm not such person. I go with the flow. But now, you know what? When I wake up, after 1 hour, what do I do? After 1 hour, what do I do? Before sleep, what do I do? All these things I have a schedule because that keeps me flow, get into the flow. Even I had the beginning days where I just have overwhelmed with too many tasks. I have to do the client work, I have to take care of my daughter, I just have to cook. Then I realized bring a schedule to each thing so that like you can focus one thing at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's so important. I think in scheduling can look different for everyone, but it's figuring out what works for you. And for me, it's kind of finding like my number one priority in the sense of like at the end of the day, if all else fails, what's the one thing that makes it a good day? And I even have a schedule that I write in, and every day it says, today would be a good day if, and I focus on that one thing because there's so many variables, and having that schedule can really help keep us on track. But kids throw things at us, and life throws things at us, and work and business, and we can't always stay on schedule, and some days we just need a break. But it's being able to have the majority of it go right is great, and knowing like, okay, these are the things that I would like to get through today, and these are the best times to be able to do it, really helps. And everyone's times are different, and you're allowed, I'm very productive late at night, and so I often work late at night, but I also want to shift my time. So there's the fact that you might work really well at some time, but you're allowed to try to shift that for yourself as well. So I like that, you say that you weren't an organized person, because I think so many people are hesitant to putting a schedule together, and then they realize, oh, this is kind of nice, actually, knowing what I have to do. So, being able to have that schedule, get those things organized with your daughter, that helps you really teach these practices to your clients also. So when it comes to organizing their businesses and organizing their launches, you're able to kind of help them with that scheduling from a more business perspective, to say like, okay, here's how we approach this launch schedule, here's how we approach your website. So that's great that you've been able to incorporate that in both areas. What would you say are the top couple mistakes that you see people making when it comes to their launches and their websites? Is there kind of a thing that's reoccurring that you're like, hey, don't fall into that trap, like don't go that way, this is really the thing you should avoid?
Yeah, like I have just seen like few people making this, even me like getting completely into this website is, and even I heard I've done that before. Like, so the main thing I see is like many people, they are not targeting their particular audience. They talk too many things like, you know what, I do this, I do this, I do that. If I go into someone's website and they tell me like, you know what, I do this, I'm expecting this, I do this, I do this, no one will listen to you. Only when you talk about their problem and how you're going to be solution to their problem. If you're focusing mom who just want to make her best in the online business, then you have to tell about what is her problem. Her problem is managing her kid and an online business. Then you have to tell them how you are going to give them a solution. Hey, I will give you a solution by scheduling you a time planner, or I will give you a solution by telling you what are the top priorities you should do to handle all these stuffs. That is how a people will come and look, oh, she's talking something I want. Okay, then that is what people will, okay, she knows what is my actual problem, and if I go and talk to her, she will definitely understand my problem, and I think she will give me an exact solution what I want. So that is a major one thing I see, like rather than talking about yourself, you know what, I help mom to do this, I help mom to do this. Rather than telling that, tell them what is their problem and how you're going to be a solution to their problem. Then the second thing I used to see is not a clear navigation in their website. Like you have 2 to 3 services, and you have like all these things here and there. Like if someone comes into your homepage, they were not navigated properly to your service page. Or if they come under your service page as well, you have like 2 to 3 services here and there, and they don't know like what service they want particularly at this time. And and they see too many things and they get off. That is what we do, right? If you go to a supermarket and you see too many things which is not organized, you get out of that place. That is what the thing. I see the same on launches as well. Like if you are launching a freebie or something, when someone clicks like get a freebie, you should direct them to a thank you page saying, hey, here is your freebie, just download it. Or you should direct them to a thank you page telling your freebie will be on your inbox, and you have to automate the process where your freebie has to be on their inbox. But I see like many people, like when I give subscribe, that's it. Maybe the button is not getting me to a thank you page, or I don't get the freebies from my on my inbox or something. So you should have a clear cut navigation and the clear cut process on that. Then another major mistake I see, the offers and CTAs. Like people don't really have a good CTA. When you have a good CTA is like call to action. If you want someone to book an appointment with you, you should openly tell them, hey, you are facing all these problems, book an appointment with me. I see many people telling, hey, you're facing all these problems, learn more. When they click learn more, you're giving them to your Calendly link. No, that is not it works. So when you have certain things to tell them, hey, you want to book a call with me, book a call with me. So when they book a call, they go to a Calendly page. When you tell them learn more and you get them to a Calendly page, that really won't make any sense, right? Then the offers, make sure like you have your clear cut offer. Like if you are a mom doing a coaching program, make sure you have your 1:1 coaching, make sure you have a group coaching or a course, like have a clear cut offer, and make sure that your offers are organized. Like you tell them like I offer $99 course, and you tell them if you want to buy this $99 course, you have to subscribe to my 2K $2,000 program. That doesn't make sense. You want to sell them a $99 program, just give them that particular offer. Don't nag them to like something they actually don't want. The major thing I see is like the visual hierarchy. Like I see websites, they have too many visual elements. Like if lion, somewhere I see lion, somewhere I see circles, somewhere I see triangles, like too many visual elements. Just focus on one or two visual elements. Either have your website which is like designed with lions or designed with circles, or have your website designed with square or that oval shape, or don't have everything together. Your image will be in one image will be in oval shape, one image in circular, one image in square. Don't confuse your audience with too much hierarchy. That actually looks bad, and if it is not looking professional, of course they get out of your website. Then having too many fonts or something in the visual thing, have like two fonts, 2 to 3 fonts, and like three colors: primary color, neutral color, and an assert color. So have a clear cut visual hierarchy so that if someone comes into your website, that pleases them, you welcome them, rather than just pushing them away, like giving too many unwanted things. Like it's not pleasing their eye as well, then of course they will just close their screen and get out of your website. So I think these were the common mistakes I see, and these mistakes can be avoidable if you are doing a DIY website as well. So if you're a beginner doing like like you're doing a DIY website, of course these mistakes can be like figured out. And I see like these are the common mistakes that people make without realizing themselves.
Yeah, I love that. So repeat a couple of those things, like niching down and really speaking to your audience. I think that's so important. And I think for a lot of people, when you're starting, you're like, but I want to talk to everybody. I want everyone to be my audience. So if you're listening and you're in that boat, just know like you can niche down, you can find that audience, but part of it is going through the process and getting started and really talking to your audience and talking to your clients and figuring out, oh, these are the type of people that I really can speak to the most and can help. And like you said, using that language where they're listening to you and they're reading and they're like, oh my goodness, you're reading my mind. You're talking exactly to me. I think that that is just so important. And definitely cleaning up the website. I have done a lot of my website myself, and going through it, I remember when I started, I was like, oh, I'm going to put this here and that there. And every time I get more and more simple, and every time I do that, it looks better. So I think definitely, keep it simple. And One of my favorite design platforms for businesses starting out is Canva. So if you're listening, highly recommend that. It's not going to help you design your website, but what it will do is help you kind of figure out your font scheme and color scheme and like figure out how you want to design things, that when you take those designs to someone like Regina or someone and say like, here, this is what I'm kind of feeling, this is my vibe, it can help you kind of narrow those things down and get kind of a color scheme and a brand palette, if you will. So I love that. You gave so many good goodies away with that. That was so much good feedback. So a lot of with the mistakes, it definitely helps with some like recommendations, right? But if anyone's listening right now and let's talk about two different groups of people. You have the one person that is where you and I were when we were ready to start our business. We didn't really know what we were going to do. We were in the exploratory phase, trying to figure that out. What is the first step for someone like that who maybe doesn't even need a business or a website yet, and they're not launching anything because they don't know what they're going to launch? What would you recommend for someone that's kind of in that setting?
So this is one thing I often tell many people. It's like if you are starting a business, you don't want a website. I'm a website designer. I'm telling this. If you're starting, it is like a day one of your business. You really no need a website. You need a website when you are solidly in that particular business for more than 6 months or an year. Then is where you know who your audience are. Then that is the point where you know like what are you gonna sell, what is your offer is about to, when you're completely niche down and you're like, okay, I just went on a 1 year trial or a 6 month trial and I now know what I want. And that is a place you can just have a website. You can just like invest on a website. But if you're a beginner, it is like your day one. Don't just get like, don't get too much on your head, seeing like only if I have a website, I'll be succeed. Yes, of course, when you're ready to scale up, you of course need a website. When you're ready to scale up and succeed, of course you need a website. You can't succeed or you can't scale up without a website. But when you're starting and it is your day one, you no need a website. You can mark my words, you don't need a website. If you are someone like selling a particular like say baby products or baby clothing or something, of course Instagram feed of course helps you to just like make a clear cut feed so that if someone comes to your Instagram page, they can just buy from you or something. Or if you're a coach like doing these steps, of course, as you tell, you can have a Canva, like a page or a Canva page telling these are the things you do, these are things and if someone asks you like what do, you can just send them a PDF of that particular in a form of booklet or something. That is what I suggest if you're like in a beginner, like your day one, day two inside your business or something.
Amazing, yeah. And I think the only thing I would add to that, which isn't related to necessarily like business strategy, but the scheduling, like we talked about, like really just getting clear on what you kind of want your life as a whole to look like alongside your business. I always say that I'm so grateful I started my business after having kids, because I designed it in a way that fit into my life as a mom. Where I think when you start your business before having kids, you kind of set these other expectations and it's harder to make that transition. And it's actually, in my opinion, easier when you're like, I only have this much time and I only have this what I can do. And then when you design your business around that, it really helped me be clear on what type of business did I want to build and what did I want that to mean for myself and my family. And I think that that just helps you really focus on your why again. Like, why am I starting this business? It's to help other women. Same for you, right? It's to help other women and to have something that I'm proud of and something that we're proud of individually. And when we can focus on that why more than just the kind of hustle behind the business, because when motherhood comes to play, you can only hustle so much. So being able to kind of separate the two of those, I think is really, really helpful. Honestly, it's kind of a blessing in disguise. Um, so then you have that other person who's in their business and they're like, okay, yes, I have what I want to sell. I'm working on my launches. I'm working on my website. Maybe they already have a website. Maybe they already have a program that they've launched, but they're maybe not seeing the level of success that they want. And maybe they heard in some of the mistakes that you announced some of the things that they're not doing, and they can already take that and move forward. But Would you recommend someone that is in that scenario? I know you offer a couple different things. You have specific programs you offer, and then you also can do more like consulting directly to that person. If someone's in that category, do you recommend them really like going through a course and learning how to do something themselves? Or do you recommend them hiring someone to really hear what it is that they need? Or just kind of being like outsourcing? What are kind of the next steps for the person that's like, I have this outlined, but I'm not where I want to be. What should they do?
So if you are someone at that stage, I would suggest you, when you have enough time and when you are in like a technology and you're a tech savvy person, then you could even like go to a course or in YouTube videos and just figure that out. And because if you are starting out, it would literally take you like months and to design a website if you are starting out. But if you are a person who are like you're a mom or you're someone like doing your 9 to 5 and you don't have enough time and you don't have to time just sit and wonder all these things, of course you can just hire a person who's same with your wavelength, same with your design style and all these things, because that is the main thing you should have before hiring a designer. Just make sure your design style, your visual elements correlates with the designers, because each designers have their own style and all those things. So make sure that your vision relates according to them. So on that basis, when you don't have enough time and you need someone's help, or you're not a tech savvy person and you don't want to spend too much time on tech and you have to just focus only on your zone of expertise, and of course you can hire someone else so that they would help you to just make your vision better and better each day.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Like finding someone that has your design, it sounds so self-explanatory, but I don't think people always think of it that way. They're always maybe trying to find the first person they find or the cheapest or, whatever works that way. So definitely finding someone that has a good design. And, I think your website is gorgeous. And one of the things you were talking about earlier, the way you outline your offers, yours is very clear. And I agree with you. Sometimes you go to people's websites and you're like, so wait, what do you offer? What are my choices? I'm confused. So being able to really just see it straight lined is really great. But I have seen people approach me for design, and I've, unfortunately gone to their pages and I'm like, I don't like your website. I don't know that I would want to hire you to build mine. And, everyone has their specific thing that they're great at, and maybe that wasn't their top thing. But I think that's important. If you are listening and you're looking to hire someone for something, definitely make sure your styles jive with each other. That's so important. Um, so we've covered, scheduling, how to kind of navigate this alongside motherhood. We've covered some top mistakes that people make when it comes to websites, launches, and design. And we've talked about some places that they could take like their first step forward. I would say like, is the only last thing that I'm thinking of is when you made this decision, did you have to overcome anything with like anyone in your life personally, like to take that next step forward? Did you have any barriers with like family or friends or old coworkers, or was it really just with yourself having the belief to be able to say like, I can do this and I'm going to trust myself and move forward? Or if there was anyone that you like didn't understand you, maybe they weren't mean about it, but they were like, I don't understand what you're doing. Was there a way that you kind of pushed through that to keep going, to just believe in yourself and keep going?
The main like a block I saw is myself. To be frank, that was me, because you know what, like architecture is something that get inside my brain. That is one thing I can't literally get that out of my brain. When I just decided to shift the career completely outside of that, maybe I know like you are a mom who are like looking forward to shift a career, something you love a lot, but you have to shift it due to some X and Y reasons. I literally, you know what, when I just started like I have to do website designing, the main thing I just kept is, why don't I design website for architects? Why don't I design websites for interior designers? I couldn't get out of that like completely. But one day I decided, because I that is not something like I need to design website for architects, and no, I need to help mom. That is my main goal. So then I realized, just completely get out of that architecture background, just completely get out of that. Never ever like think of that. Then one day I sit myself, I just like wrote in a note, never ever think of architecture again. And then I completely came out of that. Like, I'm going to design websites for mompreneurs, service provider, for coaches who don't have enough time, who are not a tech savvy person, who just don't want to get overwhelmed themselves with the tech, who don't want to get overwhelmed. Like, they just don't want to like have this tech pressure and give over to their family or something. So I just started to help mompreneurs who are like they don't want to get that struggle inside their head. Then I just started to see amazing results. I just started to see I'm focusing only on a particular group of people. I'm not focusing on architects, I'm not focusing on interior designers, no, with the design thing. I'm focusing only on the problems which I wanted to solve. Then I was like clear cut on my way. I didn't get like any hindrance, like, okay, if I didn't do anything wrong, if I didn't do anything, or if the schedule of mine doesn't work today, okay, I'm getting better day by day. But that happened only when I came out of that career completely. If you're someone like looking
Yeah.
forward to shift the career, just come out from there. Don't even have your single leg like holding you there. Just come out. When you come out and see the new world is where you see like an enormous result. If you ask me today, are you gonna go to any architecture firm and work, or are you going to do some work? I say no. I'm super happy helping other moms, because if a mom or if another female entrepreneurs who have worked with me come back to me saying, you know what, without this landing page, I would have not get 6K. Without this website, I would have not booked 6 clients in a month. That makes me literally happy, because that is what I want. I want them to see success, and I'm being a little bit part in them. So if you ask me, are you going to be an architect again, I will say no. I'm super happy doing my online business as well as taking care of my kid. I don't want to live her in any what to say, like a child care, or like taking
Yeah.
care with someone else, because I'm taking care of her daily and I'm doing what I love as well. So if it is like in a point of career shift, just come out of that. Never ever think about that. Just come,
Yeah.
try hard. That would be like hard, maybe like month and two, that would be really hard. But of course, you're gonna see some amazing result out there.
Yeah. And I think that that's so important that you talk about, there's going to be a period that's hard, like a month or two. And I think we can get caught up in not moving forward with that, seeing like, oh, but this will be so hard for this period of time. And the shift that I always encourage women when I talk to them about that is, okay, let's say it was hard for a year. Like you had a year that was so hard, but like, what if in 10 years it was amazing? And you have 10, 20, 30, 40 years of your life left, and that one hard year is so worth the other 40 years that are going to come. And if you don't take that one hard year, if you don't push and believe in yourself, and whether it's change careers or step into a brand new thing, then what? Then what does that mean if you don't do that? And I think that that's just so important. So yeah, whether you're shifting careers or if you're, I do think for some women they have to start things alongside maybe their current job or things like that I did. And that's okay, but it's not letting that bring you down mentally. Like what you're saying is, if you're holding your mental space in that other career, that other job, and it's just holding you back, you can't do that. If you have to stay there to pay the bills or to move forward, then that happens and that's fine. But it's letting your mentality not stay there and move your mentality all the way into your new believing of yourself, and really not holding yourself back. And I think it's so great and interesting that you said you didn't really have any other people in your life that kind of like, didn't agree with you moving forward. I think that's so great. We often can run into people that maybe don't believe in our next steps. But what I've noticed is the more and more people I work with, it really comes down to them not believing in themselves, then the other people being like, well, if you're not sure, you shouldn't do it. And it's not that they're telling you not to do it, but they're just calling out that you're not sure. And so when you can come in and you can say, I'm confident, I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, most of the time you're going to be surprised with how many people actually support you. And you're going to be surprised that you may have some people that are like, I don't know what that means, I don't know what you're saying, but okay, good for you, go for it. but there's actually probably less people than you think that are gonna say bad things about what you're trying to do or discourage you. They're just gonna more be like, are you sure? If you're sure, if that's what you want to do, then you should go for it. And it comes back to believing in yourself and having your own confidence. And so yeah, whether it's designing your web designer, getting on schedule, going into your next business, making sure you have a confident launch or anything, it all comes back to kind of believing in yourself, that same confidence, and why do you want to do that? Why is it important to you? So Rajeena, I want to thank you so much for coming on today, and I cannot wait to put this into our Mama's filing cabinet for everyone to be able to reach and get all of your resources. And so I'm going to link all your information below it. But what is the number one way for people to get a hold of you? Where should they jump to right now when they're done listening to this to chat with you?
So yeah, you can just head over to my website, which is like www.reginadesigns.com. So where there you can see my offer. So I do help female coaches and creatives on their website design and their launch, building up their launch and funnels. If you are someone who are not ready to hire a designer, but you need some help, of course, I do offer 1:1 consultation hours. So if you are someone like looking forward to that, you can just head over to my website and see what do I do actually. Or if you want to tell me a friendly hi, you can just communicate me through my Instagram or Facebook platform.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you're doing for these women, these entrepreneurs, Rajeena. And I'm so happy to be connecting with you from across the world and being able to become friends too online. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you.